Good morning, all. It is Friday the 13th. I don't know about you guys, but 13 is definitely one of my more luckier numbers. In fact, one might think that my luckiest number, or my favorite number, if you got to call it a number that we have to have a affinity for, is number 8. And August 8th of 2008, I was in that motorcycle accident, trashed me really, really bad. I mean, there's a lot that happened as a result of that, but it's still, I mean, man, a lot changed at that point too, right? When you get your biggest ass whooping is when you literally have the opportunity to do some of your greatest things. So I never really shrink from ass beating. I don't want them, but let's be honest. Your life is going to be full of getting your ass kicked. You're either getting your ass kicked winning, your ass kicked losing. There's no way you're getting away from an ass whooping, period. Even the most successful people on the planet are taking on new beatings to get ahead of where they're at. So you're going to get bloody, you're going to get your ass kicked, something's going to happen all the time. You're either getting your ass kicked, laying down, just taking the beating, going nowhere, or you got your head up, your knuckles tucked, your chin tucked, and you're just going at it. And you have a good chance of winning, but you're still going to get hit. So just know that. So 13th, not a big deal to me. Great day as far as I'm concerned, because they're just so rare. They kind of stand out. So what we're going to talk about today, a couple of things, right? First thing, we're getting a lot of people asking about arm loans. Should I get an arm because the rate's going up? Guys, the rates ain't that freaking high, for one. Secondly, no, I'm not a big fan of arms to begin with, right? We've talked about inflation. We talked how inflation basically erodes the dollar, puts you in a position to basically pay less on your loan, right? We've already went through that. You should know all that stuff. If you don't know all that stuff, shoot me go to my website, aaron.chapman.com, shoot me an email, say, let's talk about inflation so I understand how that helps on a 30-year fixed. An ARM, it doesn't do that. An ARM's designed to adjust when the time comes to either force you into a refinance. And we talked about refining just because of rate and how that's just a wrong thing to do. The industry is going to tell you because that's their built-in business. Give you the higher rate now, convince you to refi later. And if you do an ARM, you're going to have to refinance. They're going to keep you in their database, keep hitting you. And then hopefully you're just built-in business for them. I don't agree with that. So I'm going to push back on that one. I don't think an ARM's the right thing to do. We can talk about it. I give you more discussion on that. But an ARM is designed to move with the market at some point, and they're going to capture their money that way. 30-year fixed, they can't capture it. Just can't. So the longer you ride that out, the less you actually pay. Get the app. In fact, if you don't have the app, I'll just do app videos and put that up there for everybody to see it. Those will get done. I'll give you app videos so you see how to use them. So that'll get put together here soon. I can put that up on the website. So let's talk about what we're going on in the market right now. Markets are all over the damn place. Everything's crazy. We all know that. We all know a recession's coming. We all know that there's going to be some more rate hikes. We all know that there's going to be continued inflation. It's just the way things are. And the only way they're going to curb inflation is with rate hikes. But why are we even where we are? Right? When we think about the economy as a whole, there's a lot of things happening. Supply chain's an issue. Inflation is an issue. Interest rates are becoming an issue. All these things are becoming issues. There's a lot more issues that we can get into, the stocks, all this stuff, all this craziness. Well, there's a lot of people of influence. Then in reality, you wonder what their background is. You wonder what practical information they're going to give us. They're supposed to be some smart people, but there's intelligence, right? And then there's education. As far as I'm concerned, the person really get to know a lot by applying practically what they learn and seeing if it works, not sitting in a classroom theorizing about it and never ever applying it, right? You get to theorize about this, you get to hear about theory, you get to test on theory because you memorize the theory and all of a sudden you're intelligent. I can't personally say that I believe that is the way to gauge intelligence. So let's look at something here. We have the Federal Reserve is very, very, very much in charge of a lot of things. Well, if you look here, these are some of the heads of the Fed districts, right? We've got we all know who the chairman is, right? We got the vice chair, Lael Brainerd. Look at this. These are these different districts. Let me look down here. These are the different districts of the Fed that make up the board, the whole board of governors, if you will, right? So then you've got each president of the Fed. Now, I saw this chart on another presentation. Like I had to hunt this thing down to get this chart because this is really, really interesting. You look at what their history is. Look at how many of them only job they had was within the Federal Reserve. And they worked their way up the ranks. There's a lot of people out there that have jobs like that. They start a job, they work their way up to the ranks into a president type of position. So now look here, we've got others at the Fed or in education, right? Teaching things. They went from being an educator to now at the Fed. What practical data did they work off of, right? Then you have two others here that were at the Fed and then at McKinsey. Look up McKinsey. Just got to do a quick search. There is an article that I stumbled across that was done by, I think it's something from, it was a European article talking about, because a lot of times you're not going to see this stuff in the US, about their involvement in a lot of crazy crap that's happened in the economy. You know, the stuff with Enron, right? The stuff that led up to the big crash, all the stuff that they were involved in with all these organizations. Not a group that I think one would want to have on their resume when you look back at the history there personally. So I thought that very interesting. And the reason I find that interesting is those are the people making decisions that influence our economy, at least a large chunk of them, not everybody. But you look at the other ones in the political side of things, how many have had their entire career in politics? Did they ever even have a business? Did they get to see how it is to operate a business? Did they see how the decisions they make influence business? Probably not. Their influence is how much money is going into me being able to get reelected into what I'm doing. That's where it seems their focus is. That's just my opinion. I don't know that my opinion's wrong, but it seems that there's more energy spent into how do I keep the job, the only job I've ever had, and keep climbing that ladder, versus how do I make things better for the people I represent. So that's just a little bit of a soapbox here. Let's go get into the markets and the charts and see where we're hit right now and where we're headed. So what we got here is, of course, the mortgage-backed securities have been going. We've seen this downward trend, right? Continues on this downward trend. We broke out of the downward trend to an extent, right? Just, you know, where it looks like we may be continue to travel in that sideways channel we talked about, right? So we haven't broke below that line, but in that sideways channel, what that means for you doesn't mean that we got, you know, everybody who's locked needs to call up and say, oh, do I get a better rate? No. Everything would have to go up quite a bit up and stay up for quite a while definitively for us to see rates start to improve because of a lot of the hedging that's out there. But what it does show is we may be at a point where it stops bleeding and we're going to go sideways for a bit. That doesn't mean you want to sit. That doesn't mean you want to sit and see what happens tomorrow. If you're in a good spot or in a spot at all, right, to lock, I would say lock, because we still have all this downward pressure on the market. So I'm not one that thinks that that we should wait around at all to see what's going to happen. Jump, take advantage of everything as it sits in front of you, properties that are available, all those things. So when it comes time, jump in there, get it done. We will bring you more data as we have it on Tuesday. And I hope you have an enjoyable weekend, a great Friday the 13th, and talk to you then. Thank you.